ASEAN and East Asian countries are expected to play an increasing role as a growth center of the world where the developed nations are facing difficulties in their economies.
As one of the youngest economic think tanks in the region, the Economic Research Institute of ASEAN and East Asia, or ERIA, has been established with the obligation to provide policy recommendations to ASEAN leaders to stimulate economic growth in the region and deepen regional integration and strengthen partnership in East Asia.
Yes, that's right. And over the past few years, ERIA has done numerous researches concerning economic integration of ASEAN countries as well as community building by engaging researchers, policymakers, as well as civil society.
However, there are concerns on how the economic integration from the bloc could overall benefit the ordinary people, let alone trying to narrow the development gaps on the country-to-country basis.
And Hidetoshi Nishimura, the executive director of ERIA, said all the fundamental measures to complete the ASEAN Economic Community in 2015 have already been stipulated, and narrowing the economic development can be achievable.
First, how has the ASEAN countries progressed towards this integration into 2015?
The fundamental direction is already agreed. As far as area is concerned, in 2015, ASEAN Economic Community must be completed. Already the ASEAN Economic Community measures are already stipulated, and each ASEAN member states is making effort to reduce the tax, the standard conformity, a lot of the national single window, ASEAN single window, that kind of a lot of activities is now ongoing by the support of ASEAN Secretariat. Yeah.
So, as the development gap is still there within the region, how would the government or investors bring those benefits of the integration to ordinary people? That may be one of the concerns.
The areas important items for research is narrowing development gap. Theoretically, the economic integration and narrowing development gap can be achievable at the same time. That is not trade-off. Economic integration is leading to a single market and a single production base, that this is beneficiary for all the ordinary people. And in some cases, integration has a side effect to absorption. So, rich area, that is the same as the globalization. The rich people becomes more richer. But that is not true. ERIA did the rigorous research by introducing a suitable policy package, the narrowing development gap. That means offering opportunity for employment, creating employment, and get the good economic growth at the same time achievable.
So the integration also gives the ordinary people benefits through doing markets within the same region. Is the labor force, the labor skills, is this included as well?
Yes. In order to get this kind of profit, ASEAN has already created master plan of connectivity of ASEAN. That is, in order to realize the creation of the ASEAN Economic Community, connectivity is very important. That is, each ASEAN countries has people-to-people connectivity and physical connectivity and institutional connectivity. These three kinds of connectivity is element to get future growth of ASEAN. And in order to materialize this connectivity, the resource mobility is also very important.
So, with the linkages between ASEAN and East Asia, what are the linkages and how will we be able to sustain being the growth, the driver of the growth center?
Roughly speaking, the ASEAN is consisting of the two major components. That is, one is a maritime connectivity. Indonesia, Philippines, and Malaysia, and this kind of the archipelagic areas. This is a very important connectivity. And the other is a continental connectivity. That is a symbolic project is from Ho Chi Minh and Phnom Penh and Bangkok, Myanmar Dawei, and to India. This kind of the kind of continental connectivity. These continental connectivity and maritime connectivity must be connected. This is a connectivity, and Thailand is a center of this continental connectivity. Geographically, Thailand is very pivotal role to implement this connectivity.
Can we delve in a little bit into this? How should we connect? What are the methods?
For example, the pertaining to physical connectivity, the industrial corridor must be created. Not necessary to use the Malacca Strait directly from Ho Chi Minh to India. And in order to do, the Thailand is making very strenuous effort to connect from Bangkok to Dawei, or Bangkok to other area, making a railroad and the deep sea port. This kind of package is already stipulated in the master plan in connectivity's key action. ERIA is strongly support and the task out of the implementation of MPAC, Master Plan of ASEAN Connectivity. Yeah.
In our next break, we'll be investigating what are the characteristics of ASEAN economies that have buffered them from economic shocks from the developed world.